Hi guys, welcome. Just doing some squiggles today because I did some earlier in this exact color and I loved them so much I thought I would share. And the mood of today feels a little bit dark, so that's where the color choice is coming from. So I'm just going to start the Zen Doodle by doing squiggle across the paper. Is anyone here from TikTok? Teresa! Hey, Teresa. I don't know what is going on with TikTok, but if you haven't heard, the servers have totally crashed. And there's all this glitching, especially in the US. My friends outside the US say that whenever they come across a US video, it like doesn't work, especially if it's political. So we're just gonna give TikTok a little bit of space and we're going to paint on YouTube today, which I've been wanting to do more of. So I'm glad to be doing that and I'm glad you're watching if you are. We're just going to do a few, thanks Talia, squiggles starting at the top and going down to the page, which is gonna divide them into sections, and then we're going to tackle each section one by one. If we feel so inclined, we can also do different colors within the sections, but you know, we'll see how crazy we feel once we get there. No guarantees. So I'm totally innately painting this. I don't have a specific structure in mind. That kind of defeats the purpose of the Zen Doodle. We're just kind of going intuition-led. I just want to make sure my squiggles are nice and loopy. Maybe we'll make this one come really close to the one next to it. Let's see. Ooh, pretty cool. Is anyone painting along? Or are you just watching? I'm gonna clean that up right there. I know my hand gets in the way sometimes. Yes, Talia, that's probably why. So annoying. I know my hand gets in the way sometimes. I'm trying to work out how to not make that happen, but I am one girl filming and painting and looking at comments, and it just is a little too much to get all those things right. And so out of those things, what I prioritize is the painting because it chills me out. And especially on a day like today when things are disturbing, it's nice to calm down. And this is how I do that. And then I have a lovely dinner waiting for me after this. A salmon bento box, hand cooked by Amber, to be specific. So here we have a few little lines. We've kind of got a mirroring situation. Ooh, Thai food, nice Emily. A little mirroring sitch. I'm also not really accustomed to YouTube Live, so if there's anything I should be doing you think that I'm not, just have a say and I will hopefully see your comment and fix it if I'm aligned. So as we move, the water kind of is gonna come off the brush and it's gonna get these feathery effects, as I like to call it. And all we're gonna do is bring the brush back around and unfeather them. Really professional language I've got, if you didn't know. So we'll just go till it's kind of as wet as it'll be. Clean up anything from that segment that I might not have liked. How are we feeling about multicoloring this doodle? So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. And actually as we paint them, they're going to break down into even smaller sections, especially when there's something like this. It's gonna close together. So it's not going to look so organized if we change colors, which is why I tend to not, oopsie daisy, especially if Ooh, look what just happened. Do you know what? When we go over the rest, we're not even going to notice. But that is why I tend to stick with one color. So maybe that's what we'll do. So I'm going to pick up in this corner. Drag my hand along. Also, you guys can be the first to know I'm doing, finally organized my Valentine craft night. If you are in LA and would like to attend, please do. The event info and tickets and everything is in my bio. My website is linked and there's an events tab, but it's on the 6th of February. Nope, sorry, it's not. It's on the 5th of February at the One Hotel WeHo, and we're just going to be making Valentines and listening to good music and drinking if that's your vibe. If not, you don't need to. Not everyone will be, but I love Valentine's Day. It's my favorite holiday. For some reason, people love to hate it, but even if you don't have a lover, you have friends and you have family, hopefully. Hopefully to the friends too. I mean, I don't know your life, but the point is there's lots of love that's not necessarily romantic. So if we just get upset that we don't have a romantic partner, we're missing out on so much goodness of the day. And I like to think of it as love's birthday. Like, I'm not only celebrating love on that day, but it's a day to make it extra special. So if you also want to celebrate, come join my craft night. It is next week because we're hand making Valentines and I want to give everyone the opportunity to ship them out. For example, I'm going to send one to my sister, who I highly doubt is watching this. And so I want to give it enough time to be mailed there. So we're going to be able to mail at the event. I can collect them from you. But it's going to be really fun. I'll have all the supplies, of course, and it'll be great. So let's come back to our painting for a moment. Do you see how this top section has already been divided into 1, 2, 3? That's just how the process goes. And what I like about that is we then get to tackle each space one by one, shrinking the white area, trying our hardest not to get our cardigan in the wet paint. Always a good idea. So this is a skinny little area. So what I'm going to do is not put my hand in the wet paint. I really wonder about me sometimes. I'm going to go here because it's kind of as close as I can go before I need to really clock in. Not clock in, sorry. Lock in. Then I'm going to take the very tip of my brush and just kind of paint in the line as if we had drawn it, but this method is going to give me more precision, which I value at this time. Just like that, and then we can go ahead and fill in the pattern. Here, look what I've just done over here. Oops. That's okay. We're not going to let it bother us. It's all just part of the piece. Once I get this edge over here out the way, we won't have to lean into our paint so much. So let's just get that done. If you're new here, you'll know, you won't know. I mean, sorry, if you're not new here, you will know that I really don't like the edge right here, and I don't care so much to make it as crisp as the rest because I just want to get it over with. So now that that's done there, we can come back in here. Just filling in the shape. It's kind of like the white spaces are a container, and our paint is, of course, a liquid, even though we're controlling it. And the liquid fills up the space in every which way. So it goes all the way to the edge, makes its way around any curves without discrimination, just kind of like, oh, this is a shape. I'm gonna go by it. It's a very chilled out little line. I'm going to pick back up, move around. Because this paper is handmade, there are little impurities, and that causes the paint to bleed in some places, like right here. And that's just kind of the character of the paper. We do not let it bother us. I mean, you can, but I don't know why you would do that. Thanks, I'm glad it is relaxing to watch. Sometimes people like when I talk mostly, and then sometimes they do not, so maybe we'll do a bit of both today. But if it's your end of the day, like it's mine, just take this as an opportunity to really slow down. Often we don't communicate to our brains and our bodies that it's time for bed or for winding down or for the end of the day. Like we're scrolling through multiple emotions on social right before bed, and then we're meant to go to sleep and our brain's like, whoa, there, hold on a moment, I'm processing about 45 things and you want me to turn off and go to bed? And then we're like, I can never fall asleep, I don't know why. Well, that would be my guess. It's not a guess though, that's scientifically proven. Situation, phenomena, I guess, that's happening to us. So whatever means you found to come here, whether you did it on purpose or on accident, let's make the most of the chilled space. And really just feel your body and your muscles untighten and just settle into their place for the rest of the evening. So because I'm dipping a lot over here, because there's a lot of stop-start, we're getting kind of darker shades. And it's just fun to see what areas are darker, what are lighter. All just depends on how much water is in the brush. Welcome to your first live of mine. Yes, you're super encouraged to paint along, especially if it's not something you do often or you want to get into more. Painting, or honestly anything, it's just a little more helpful to kind of do it with someone the first time or first few times, to get in the groove. And so consider me the person you can do it with if you want to get to painting. We're going to paint for about an hour today, so this is a good time to just get started if you'd like, but no pressure. There's also opportunity to just watch. We're just going to fill up the page slowly but surely, trying our best to make it satisfying. It's funny, I always get comments saying, how don't you mess up? But in my opinion, I mess up multiple times a piece. I've never not messed up. But I guess it's just how you look at it. So here's going to be interesting because we kind of have these two here as close together as can be. Like, I don't really want to go between them. So I'm going to smooth out this line that got a little wonky, and then just kind of pivot and make our line then go below this shape, using our point to get in there. That's as far as I'm going to go. And then these are these two separate shapes. I could connect them, but it would be awfully skinny and it would be a little off-brand compared to the rest of it. So I don't think I'm going to do that, but never say never. Oh, diamond art, that's so fun. That's perfect. Okay. So now we're going to start on this side again. Each new line is a new opportunity. Oh, I even forgot I started that. Can you imagine? Okay, so what we're actually gonna do is start from this side and come meet it this way, because if I go like this, I'm gonna kind of be dragging against the wet paint and I don't wanna smudge. Anyways, every new line is a new opportunity to rewrite how the piece looks, how your mindset is. You know the quarters theory for the day. So your day is morning, afternoon, no, sorry. It's morning, midday, afternoon, and evening, or however you'd like to break it down. Maybe you're more of a night owl. Whatever it is, the point is the day is in multiple parts. And if, let's say, the morning isn't going your way, you can just, let yourself have the bad morning, and then at midday you can rewrite. You don't need to carry that into the next quarter. And that's kind of, obviously with a lot of mindset work, it's easier said than done to do that, but it really is true. And I find that Zen doodling is kind of similar, where every line can, like from the left to the right, can be a new vibe or feeling. If you, for example, messed one up before, that was the previous line. It wasn't this one. So let's just treat every new line as a fresh start. Is my recommendation for keeping peace of mind. Okay. Oh, hey, Marsha. Welcome. We're on YouTube today because TikTok is on one. So, and if this goes well, we can do this more often. I'm not really sure what I mean by well. I guess I'm just going to see how I feel at the end. Is anyone here, anyone else's first time on my live here? Let me know. Let's go up in there. Ooh, that's satisfying, isn't it? I'm going to take the little tip. And now here is something interesting because we have this smudge, right? So I'm just gonna go around it like that. Make it part of the piece. This is why you can't really have mistakes, because the next line we do after this is going to be a direct response to this. And so the rest of the piece couldn't happen without that. So how could it be a mistake? You know? A little mindset work, this. Okay, then we're gonna go back up in there. Oh, yay, hello, Hound. I'm glad to hear. Welcome, Jessie. We're just gonna unwind. Think about what we want for dinner if you're me. Well, I already know what I'm having, but just hyperfixate on it because it sounds so good. Okay, I'm gonna come back from the bottom again. Oh my gosh, look, this looks like a manatee. Look at its little thingies. Not a manatee, a manta ray. That's my favorite. Well, my stingray is my favorite, but I really like manta rays too. And connect. I love how there's so many different shades within the same color. Look at that. It does seem to dry a little more gray than blue, doesn't it? Just gonna come around here, and then I'm gonna go down. By the way, if you missed it, I'm using this Kuretake palette. All of the products I'm using that I can link, I have in the supply list in my bio. Good job for saving money, lilac butterflies. Always a good idea. Now I'm going to come up from the bottom. And get in there. Do you guys see any mistakes in this? No offense taken because I see plenty. I'm just curious how your Jedi mind tricking yourself is going. Hopefully well. Now we will connect. Well, we're going to swoop around first label. And then, this is a tight one, yikes. Okay, we did it. Then we're going to come back here. And we'll use our tip to crisp up this corner. Lovely. Yeah, I really love how this color turns out. It looks like it'll be black, but it's this kind of deep indigo. Oh, no mistakes in Zen doodling. Stephanie gets it. So now we have this kind of funky manta ray negative space. Let's look at this little area down there, right? We can only do one layer between. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, nice. Phew, I hate the edges. I shouldn't say that, that's a strong word. I can't stand the edges. Okay, then we're gonna come back on both sides just so we have this, I like to call it a tail, so we kind of know where we're going. I'll come around here and then I'm gonna take my very tip of this. Now I am hoping that we're able to finish this within the time, but I do need to go at 7 today because I have my dinner. But if you didn't know, I do this every Tuesday. Maybe we can even add more. Well, that's kind of the plan. Usually it's on TikTok, but TikTok is not our friend today, so we're here, and I honestly find it a little more soothing, so maybe we'll be here next week too, but regardless, I'll post about it on my socials, so follow me to stay up to date on that. I need to thicken that a little bit. So now here's how our little bleed is doing. It's made this nice bump that's just a part of the piece. So we'll come around. We're gonna get our little skinny point without too much on the brush. The more water there is, the less control we have. So when there's a little bit like that, I like to kind of use leftover paint from whatever I was doing before. Let's see. Okay, that works, I guess. Then we're going to come back here. Don't worry, we're going to connect that. It's just irresistible to do this big long line. Whoop, I went a little close there, but it's okay because we'll just go like this. Perfect. Connect. Now our manta ray shape has kind of disappeared, but we still know it's there in some of those lines. Okay, then we're going to go around all these shapes. Boom, boom, boom. Up in here. And then we can connect these. And now we have, I don't even know what this is, but it's really changed dramatically from the first shape. Thanks, Libby. Okay, good idea, Electric Lotus. I think we might move the live show over to YouTube because, yeah, TikTok is at the end of its days, which is so tragic. I'm just, for always be grateful I lived in the era of TikTok because it's such a culturally bonding experience, but, you know, all good things come to an end. And maybe it'll transform. I'll give it that benefit of the doubt, but anyway, enough on that. Gonna focus on our little piece here. Do you see that bleed? Let's go above it like a triangle, back down. And then we'll just continue on. Like so. Okay. Thanks, Sewing Chicken. I'm so glad you found it. And I love chicken. Okay. Now, there's this area here that I really don't want to have to lean in that too much for, so, oops. We have a kiss over there. Look at the water going through, the paint going through the water. It's always fun. So we have a little bit of a bleed, so we're gonna move around it as we've been doing. As best we can, as best we can. I should put on a t-shirt for myself because that is what I always say. But you know what? It's how I feel. This looks like an evil eye of like a superhero or something. Okay, now we're going to come back here. Through the middle on one side. Down this side. And then connect. Now I'm going to go above that little bump and around the other side so we can fill out this space again, envisioning it kind of like a liquid helps. And then I'm going to fill in this little triangle alert. If you're new here, I'm not totally weird. That is something we say, but I am also weird. This triangle is too tiny for me to try and go into. I don't really want to do that, so it's not happening. And this we can go into a bit. This little kite shape. Kind of looks like stone or something. It's very interesting. All right. Oh, that's nice, Emily. Yes, Hellhound, that is a great idea. You can do this with markers, pencils. I've done it with a highlighter, but it's such a good way to turn the brain off. I also really like to do it when I'm listening to an audiobook. I do it to music a lot, but a good audiobook, like getting completely lost in the story and then just making these random lines that don't need to be right. Something about it's very liberating. I'm gonna come down here, and then I'm gonna get the tip of my brush and pick up some of this and just drag it along to fill out that space like that before I come back and connect and then move down like this. Okay. I always think this sort of shape looks like a bird. Its little beak. See that? Guten Abend. Greetings from Germany. Means good evening. Okay. Then we're going to do our next layer very slowly. Nice. Did I just say nice to myself on the internet? I did. It was nice though, it's pretty smooth. So we're gonna come down here twist our brush around slowly. And there we go. And then I'm going to clean it up a little. I think it could be a bit thicker. So I'm just going to add to it a little. Okay. And our shape is shrinking, shrinking, shrinking. I will not tell your boss, Jessie. Okay. I'm going to move this just so we can see a little bit better. I speak a little bit of German. Not too much, but my family is Swiss. I mean, they're American, but ethnically, I guess is the term. And so my dad speaks German, and I learned it in school a bit. I used to have a Swiss boyfriend, so I know more Swiss German. Actually, that's probably not true. Probably know more High German. Okay. I feel like this shape here could look like so many different things. I'm not really getting the bird anymore. I'm gonna go over that bleed right there. That was fun. It's kind of just like a playground. Did you guys see the playground video that I made? I don't know if that's what it was called, but it was like blue, yellow, and red primary color circles, and then we gave each circle, colored it in with squiggles and lines. Did you see that one? And the video was all about just playing on the canvas. That was a fun one. I loved that one. I'm going to go around these shapes there. Then we'll come back up, get in there. Pointy. Okay. And through there. And here. Oop, a kiss. Couldn't resist, could they? Okay, thanks, Stephanie. Now, I'm really liking how this is looking. It's kind of like, did anyone watch Sagwa on PBS 20 years ago? Because if you did, this could be on Sagwa. All right, let's start. So we finished our top two sections. We're now going to work on our middle section here. So I go around the corner there, then I'm going to pick up at the side, smooth that out a little, I would say, right here too. It's quite a light shade, so for fun I'm going to add more pigment, and we're kind of just going to ignore the smudges that happen. Oh, Parmesan is awake. Hey, Parmesan. We're going to ignore the smudges that happened. Because this is the same line, it's allowed to loop like that, if you're wondering. Not that there are really any rules, but in my personal playbook for Zen Doodles, yours can look however you'd like it to. Parmesan wants to sit on my lap. Do we let her? Parmesan, come on. Oh, I miss the kittens. Okay, she's coming on the lap. Come on, Parmesan. Whoa. Okay, does anyone here use Twitch? Curious. I wonder if that would be a good place to stream. Let me know your thoughts. Oh yay, you guys remember Sagwa? So good. Oh, good night, Souza. That is super late. But I'm happy to inspire you, so thank you for the message. How do I have control of the paintbrush as well as I do? I have a lot of practice, must say. And also I paint with this particular brush at least a few times a week. And I don't have much control here because I'm limited by the edge of the paper. But I'm kind of just, I've always been really in control of the brush. I mean, the practice definitely helps, but it's just like I don't know, people are good at random things. It's just a skill that I have. But I do have a video on my brush control tips on my channel, my main channel. It was from, I don't remember when exactly it was from, like you'd kind of probably have to scroll a bit. But I have a playlist called Zen Doodle Tips or something like that. And it's in that playlist. So that should be an easy way to find it. I would link it for you right now, but I'm painting. But that should hopefully answer your question. It's probably like a 30-ish minute video. And I just talk about what my tips are. But a lot of them is like, well, the biggest one is honestly moving with force. Like I kind of compare it to eyeliner. If your eyeliner can sense your fear, you have to just commit. And it's kind of like this too. Like the line can be so straight because I'm just kind of sending it, which is not a phrase I ever use, but I couldn't really think of anything else to say in this instance. And so sometimes it might not be exactly perfect, but it's the confidence that makes it smooth and straight, if that makes any sense. Then you have a Twitch stream going in another tab right now. Okay, great. That's helpful to know. Yeah, because I think that might be a nice little place. Ooh, this is, okay, I'm going to have to do my arm around like this. This is not my favorite part, but the good thing about doing it is that then it's done. Right? Yep. Okay, I only got a little bit of paint on my hand. So now we can come back here, get up in our crevice. And back down. Okay. Yes, this paper honestly does make brush control pretty hard because it's certainly not smooth. It's the thing I like about it though is that it can't be perfect because it's so, I mean, like you can see all these little seeds and bits in the paper. So I kind of force myself to let go of that it needs to be exact look, because whatever I do, it won't be exact just by the nature of how it's structured, you know? So it's also good in practice for letting go, but it depends on what your goals are. But yeah, it's definitely not the easiest paper to use. I know people always ask me about it, and I'm like, I don't know if you want it for real. I mean, it looks beautiful, but Yeah, I guess it depends on what you're making. Ooh, right through the middle there. I love when that happens. So now with that line, we've divided this into two. But we're going to finish this off that we're doing and then worry about it. As we go, we're kind of getting to more and more of these little spills. This, I think what happens is there's a little seed in the handmade paper, and then the seed floods with the pigment. And if that's at the edge of one of our lines, then it will spill out. It's kind of what I'm getting. I don't exactly know how this was constructed, but it's kind of giving natural fibers. I really would like to make my own paper. I've done it before, but not in ages. But I just feel like I have so many things to do. Yes, Parmesan is purring on my lap. Let me see if I can show you. Hey, Parmy. She's just sat right there. Good little guard cat from all the danger in my apartment. Okay, so we're gonna need to go back into the edge here, but I'm gonna do this one first. I kind of like to do a line first that I know I can do smoothly, or that I can see where it's going, just because then it kind of gives me a nice base for the rest of the situation. Then I'm gonna need to put my hand here, kind of to get all the way around to get into this triangle, which I'm gonna kind of rush through. All right. Hey, Prom. Get in there, smooth, smooth, smooth. Okay. Yeah, Parmesan is the sweetest. She only has one brain cell though, but when it works, it works. That's a little skinny for my liking. Here we go. So because our previous line divided this, we're just gonna go as far as we can into it using our point. And then of course, come out the other side like that. And then as you might have noticed, I like to go from this side when we come back around. And then, oh, I guess I could have put those smudges into my line, but whatever. It's just too little too late. This one we can go around like that. So the more I press down on the brush, the more I'm spreading out the bristles, the thicker the line is. So to keep your line as consistent as possible, you're going to want to keep the same pressure as best you can. Okay, so now we have these two sections. I think we're going to finish 1, 2, 3, and then call it for today because I will have to go to dinner. But we can finish this together another time, maybe tomorrow. What time would you guys, what's your ideal time to do live in Pacific Standard Time, if you don't mind? Like day and time. And if you only have a day or only have a time, that's still helpful information. Like weekend versus a Monday, or I don't know. What do you think? Thanks Lilac Butterflies. It sounds really nice. I'm getting sleepy too. I don't know how I'm going to socialize after this, but luckily it's one of my very good friends, so I can just be myself. Okay, gonna fill in this area. Take some of that from there, just because I'm too lazy to go all the way to my palette. Okay, now we're going to come back here. You like 6 p.m. on weekdays. Okay, great. I'm glad it works for EST. It's kind of my end of work day. And then after this, I usually transition into dinner and TV, which right now is Love Island All Stars. Let's go. Okay, pretty close to closing out this area. Weekdays, okay. Oh yeah, YouTube has the replay. Okay, I need to work out how to do all that. So I can post this on my channel? Is that what the replay is? That'd be nice. Did anyone listen to the brioche sleep story? Because chapter 2 is coming this week. Once I finish writing and recording it. No, when it's 3 a.m. in Australia. Oh no, sorry. I'll try and diversify my times. Maybe I can do 2 a week. Maybe I could do 3 a week. Definitely can't do every day though. I'd go mad. Okay, I want to go up in here, but I have too much water on my brush. So I'm going to pick up here and go until it kind of runs out. Like this, really. Yeah, that'll do. And then I'm going to pick up just a little and go up in here. Keeping the taper smooth, and then take this around right there. I can upload it after the live. Okay, thanks. I'm going to look into that. I wish Parmesan could take notes for me during this experience. Parmesan, put yourself to use. I'm gonna come from this side because this angle feels best. Okay. And then I want to smooth that out. And once we connect this line, we can do a little Parmesan check because she looks really cute right now. Okay, now we have our own little funky shape there. But let's go. Oh, she's moved. That's my cat. Do I have any recommendations for fostering love of art in kids? That's a great question. I would kind of treat the art time as playtime. Like, you know, when you had to do your math homework as a kid and your dad would yell at you at the kitchen table, you know. I know that's a popular experience because of the memes, but that was for real my life too. And it just felt miserable because it felt like all you do is get it wrong. I would market the art as the antithesis of that. So as like a full playtime, but instead of playing with your body and running around a playground, for example, you're playing on the paper. And hopefully that will teach them to kind of trust themselves and their creativity and know they can just have fun. And we always want to come back to fun things. So that would be my suggestion. Someone is knocking on something outside my apartment and it's freaking out Parmesan. She's gonna jump. Girl, make up your mind. There we go. The brain cell has been called to duty. Come around here. Okay, let me see. I see there are a couple questions. Do I ever paint like this and watch TV at the same time? Yes, I do. it kind of depends what I'm going for when I do that. So like if I'm really trying to just like zone out and escape my brain for a little, then I will often listen to something. But if I really want to catch up on a show, for example, and I also I'm not really ready to like go to bed, or I want to feel a little productive as well, I will do this as I watch TV. Sometimes I'll bring my laptop into my studio, and then other times I'll set up on my dining table, which is where we are right now because there's good lighting, even though it's the nighttime, and throw something on my TV. So yeah, it just depends on my mood. What else have we got over here? Sorry, I wish I could look at this and paint at the same time, but I'm not a eye octopus. Oh, thanks, Strawberry Moon. Okay, more to come. I loved making that. That was fun. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's so cute, Emily. Art is what you make it. Okay. Have I ever painted Parmesan? What a question. That's a great question. I don't think I have. Maybe we do a Parmesan-inspired Zen doodle. Okay, well, at this point, I unfortunately gotta go eat my salmon bento box. But this was so fun. Or should we do one more line? Yeah, let's do one more. Famous last words. That was morbid, sorry. Okay, let's come here. Around. Again, not putting too much pressure on what's close to the crevice of the page because it's just a little too out of our control. Also, if this is your first time here and you also like painting, I have a Discord channel where people post the Zen doodles that they've been making, and then I can actually see them all, and it's a nice little place. And then there's a channel for like tips and tricks and help and inspiration. And then we obviously have a channel for pets where we have lots of pictures of everyone's pets, and it's all very fun. So that is linked in my bio. If you'd like to join, please do. Smooth this out. See, at this point, it'd be so addicting to just keep going, but I have got to be somewhere. Oh, I can hear the Amazon man. I ordered something. What did I order? Oh, I ordered star face patches. Hopefully they've arrived today. I'm gonna go around here and down. Okay. There we have a nice little section. Salmon. Yes to Parmesan Zen doodle. Okay, great. Well, got a blast, but this was so nice. I'll try and work out how I can post this video, but more to come. Try and upload every Thursday is the cadence right now. Also want to see something. This is my Valentine's Day one. I'm gonna post it next week. Quite cool. I was really happy with that. And then this is coming, I think like Friday, maybe? This one is a video that's up on my channel. Element of P. Anyways, I'm sure you've seen most of these, but just wanted to show you. Okay, well, thanks so much, guys, for watching. This was nice. Thanks for all your tips and opinions. Hope you have a lovely evening. And remember, this is always available to you, whether you want to watch, I have loads of videos, or whether you want to do it yourself. You can even use just a pencil and a Post-it note. So it's always there. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. I don't know how to end this though. Maybe the X. Okay, bye guys.